Among the rabbits in my care are two young bunnies named Harley and Quin. Like so many others, Harley and Quin were rescued as small rabbit kits. They came into my care when they were only a few months old. You can learn so much just by observing how these animals behave during their normal routines. But you can also learn a lot paying close attention to their behavior during out of the normal experiences. Yesterday, something unexpected happened in our rabbit safe outdoor play area. It turned into a really interesting look at just how strong rabbit instincts can be, and how some rabbits, like little Harley, might not fully understand his role in the world of animals. I work hard to ensure that my outdoor bunny play area is fully enclosed. My yard is free of chemicals and treatments, other than diatomaceous earth around the borders. It's designed to be safe for the bunnies. In fact, I leave fresh grass growing along the perimeter, which I line with stepping stones. Both of those techniques prevent the rabbits from digging under the fence. Even if they were to try to dig under, the long blades of grass that you see growing up the fence distract them. They want to eat that untreated grass rather than exploring ways to get out. My yard is not pristine like the neighboring yards might be. I do this intentionally. Instead of spraying the yard to get rid of dandelions or clover, I actually plant dandelions because they're good for the rabbits to eat. Rabbits are natural foragers, so this provides them with extra nutrition and also enrichment. I also have a sturdy, large covered playhouse, a rabbit retreat. Always they're supervised outdoors. Retreats are not optional for rabbits. Outdoor playhouses and covered spaces give the rabbits a place to feel safe if they sense danger. Needing safe places to hide is part of a rabbit's base nature. Like I always say, I've never seen a rabbit happier than during outdoor playtime when they can run, jump, and binky across the yard. It's one of the times when their personalities are on full display. It's pure joy for them, and even though it's a lot of work to maintain, it's worth it. My neighbors have a cat that visits me quite often. She's very social and friendly, and she doesn't seem to realize that she's a predator to rabbits. I use that in my favor. I'm familiar with her, and I know she's clean, free of fleas, and otherwise very well cared for. But yesterday, she did something new. She climbed over the fence and dropped directly into the rabbits' outdoor play area by their retreat. It was only the second time I'd taken Harle and Quin outside. Since I acquired Harle and Quin during the rainy season in the Pacific Northwest when they were both tiny kits, my backyard was too cold and too soggy for them to play outdoors. The yard is always soaked during the winter months when the rains come. During late fall and winter months, outdoor playtime is suspended until my backyard dries out again. After the rains, I prepare the yard so outdoor bunny playtime can resume through late spring and summer months. So the friendly neighbor cat dropped down into the bunny play area from the fence top. I saw a friendly cat, of course, and I greeted her. Harle is a buck and Quin is the doe. Harle and Quin saw something very different. They'd never seen this cat before, since this was only their second time in the outdoor area. Within seconds, everything changed. When Harle saw that cat, he chased Quin straight into the playhouse retreat. It appeared as though Harle was protecting his doe or his female, and Harle was making sure she made it to safety. The cat stood by, kind of confused. This all happened in a matter of seconds. Quin started thumping inside the rabbit play area. That kind of thumping was Quin's way of saying, something isn't right. We're in danger. Stay alert. But Harle has cognitive issues. He's a bit confused about his role in the animal kingdom. He did something I didn't expect. After Quin was safe inside the retreat, Harle pursued and chased the cat across the yard several times. This wasn't playful chasing. He was in full intentional pursuit of that cat. The cat wasn't chasing him. In fact, the cat looked like she was playing. She wanted to make friends. She showed up to play just like she always has. Unlike the predatory nature of most cats in this situation, the cat just wasn't interested in causing any problems for these two little rabbits. I knew that, but Harle and Quin did not. They couldn't have known that she was friendly toward Bunnies. Harle had already made up his mind. In his world, this cat was a threat, and he was going to handle it immediately. Quin stayed in the playhouse, which is normal for rabbit behavior. She was alert and thumping, doing what rabbits should be doing, communicating danger to other rabbits. Since Quin's body language and actions clearly showed fear, and she was sending out warning after warning, I had to intervene. Again, I knew the cat was no threat, but this wasn't about me. Quin was responding appropriately. Harle, not so much. It took me a few seconds to get to that closed-off part of the yard that I call the bunny play area. I have gates inside of gates for safety. Before I could get to Harle and the cat, they both suddenly laid down near one another. The situation settled down within seconds. Except for Quin. She was still in the retreat area thumping and on high alert. That's when I started filming. You can see the cat's relaxed body language. No harm intended whatsoever. However, Harle was still in a strange, in-between alert and calm stance. 1 minute he was alert, and the next he would calmly eat a blade of grass in front of the cat. He would look around as though nothing out of the ordinary was happening. Rabbits are fragile and sensitive. They can literally be scared to death. In those moments, even though I knew this cat well, she had to leave the yard so that the bunnies could feel safe again. As I approached the cat, Harle got up and resumed a fully alert stance. He watched the cat climb up over my old shed and back into her own yard. Notice Harle's body language. At that point, he was saying, "I'm watching. I'm ready. This cat will not win. Not today." This is something really important to understand about rabbits and why I say it so often. Rabbits are prey animals at their base. That prey animal instinct doesn't disappear just because they're our pets. And like with Harle, some rabbits have issues, be it genetic or some other reason, why they might not fully align with prey animal instincts in certain situations. Thumping, freezing, and retreating, those are all instinct-driven responses to perceived danger. With regard to Harle chasing the cat, rabbits are very territorial animals, and Harle could have been defending his territory from the uninvited cat, but it shouldn't have gone on and on like it did. Most often, what you will see is rabbits retreating when they sense this kind of danger. In Harle's case, there was a bit of a switch in what's normal for rabbit behavior in a situation like this. Typically, the prey isn't chasing the predator. Harle also had other issues before he came into my care. It wasn't just his cognitive problem. During a well check exam, the veterinarian told me that these little special things about Harle were likely due to not getting enough nutrition when he was a tiny kit. Since Harle and Quin were born in a barn with many other rabbits and other rabbit litters, he may not have been able to nurse enough. Or maybe he was born with these issues. We'll never know. This all happened before he was rescued. I also don't know if Harle pursued that cat strictly due to cognitive issues. He might have just had a stronger instinct to defend what he perceives as his territory. Whatever the case, he behaved opposite of Quin. They reacted totally different to the cat in their space. Harle was protective of Quin. This was indicated by him chasing her into the retreat as soon as he saw the cat. I've had rabbits in the past with cognitive issues and physical problems like seizures or even other disorders. Those rabbits lived long, happy lives with me. Bunnies with special needs do require extra care, doing things outside the norm. I consider myself fortunate to have had bunnies that are considered abnormal, and I also have a lot of normal rabbits. These outside the normal opportunities give me a chance to learn twice as much about these animals as I otherwise would have known. In the case of this rabbit-cat interaction, it doesn't matter that the cat was friendly. To Harle and Quin, the possibility of danger was enough to launch them into instinctual action. Quin ran to her hiding spot, a safe and solid retreat that's in the bunny area. Harle decided he wasn't a prey animal in that situation. He was the predator, protecting his territory, protecting his doe. His actions were completely different than Quin's. What made this especially meaningful to me was Harle's response. If he didn't have some cognitive and developmental challenges that started when he was a smaller kid, this interaction may have been much different. These two rabbits are still in their first year of life, so that's even more extraordinary. Harle is just slower than other rabbits, just as a baseline. Not so much physically, but definitely mentally. For example, it takes him a moment to examine his favorite treat before he decides, oh, I like this. Once he decides he likes it, he slowly and gently takes it from my hand and he eats it right where he is. It's a whole process with him. Every other bunny here knows exactly what a treat is. They immediately snatch the treat from my hand, run into their hiding spot, and eat it. That's natural for rabbit behavior. Harle's response is slow and methodical every single time. Bunnies with cognitive issues just do things a little differently. Yesterday was an experience for Harle and Quin. It was also an educational moment for me. Quin's instincts were intact. She reacted appropriately. Harle, he seemed to misunderstand that danger means it's time to retreat. Even after he chased the cat from his territory, he didn't hide. He stayed out in the open, also not normal for rabbit behavior. He didn't seem to be concerned with getting to safety at all. This experience was really powerful. It was a reminder that even in our care, some rabbits might respond differently, depending on environmental and other factors. It also reminded me that such interactions can't be about me. It cannot be about whether or not I know that the natural predator for rabbits, like this cat, is no threat when the rabbits don't have the same experience. The rabbits are going to either rely on deep-rooted instincts or they're going to respond according to their specific situation and their role in relation to whatever is happening. It's another great example of why rabbit owners must learn the language of rabbits rather than expecting them to learn ours.